Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Coach's Corner West. And this week we are live from Bucyrus High School. And we are going to be talking tonight to the varsity girls basketball team. We are going to be talking to the wrestlers and the boys varsity basketball team. We're going to start with the girls first, but before we get started, as I mentioned to the girls before, without these people, we wouldn't be on the air. Adam Weisner and Associates at Advanced Fiber Technology, Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation, Matt Studer at Spitzer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Kia in Mansfield, Rob Lust at Edgefield Animal Clinic in Marion, Matt Ramsey, John Ziegler, Drew Young, Matt Heinlein and Associates at Bucyrus Blades, and Roger Brown at Winks Lock and Safe. So we have with us tonight Assistant Coach Bart Dennison, and Coach. We, starting out, the season, I know you had some big hopes that really things were going to come together. Hasn't quite turned out the way you thought, but something very good did happen this past week.
Yeah, we came in and we got our first N10 win in the last 40 games against Seneca East. We haven't played up our potential this year. We'll put 2 to 3 quarters very well together, and then go for a spell for 8 minutes where we don't score. But against Seneca East, we didn't really put the first half together. We were only up by 1, and second half we actually came out. Coach Sievert kind of gave a fiery halftime speech. Is that right, girls?
Yeah.
Coach Sievert doesn't get too animated sometimes, but he did in the locker room, and they came out with, fire and just kind of say, hey, this is the team we want to be. We've played like that in stretches this year, but we finally, in the second half, put everything together. Our defense have always been our staple, but we actually put some offense together this time, and it finally came together and got that monkey off our back, so to say, and hopefully we don't have to worry about that for a long time. And
in fairness, we talk about streaks like this that they just have a way of fighting themselves, but the league, especially this year, and really for the last few years, has been really strong.
Yes.
I mean, top to bottom, it's been really a bear of a league.
It's from top to bottom. I mean, you can see that in Winford beating Buckeye the other night, and Crawford beating Mohawk, we can't take ourselves out of that, because every one of those games we played competitive, and if it wasn't for a stretch here or two, we're right with every one of those teams. So I think we're gonna shock some people this second half of the season, and put together some games. We've all seen each other once. So it's now we make adjustments, and these girls are starting to believe each other. And as you know, we had two new girls come in, and it takes some time to gel together. And I think we're finally getting our feet under us, and it's more about believing in ourselves and getting that monkey off our back. I think they're going to start believing a little bit better in themselves. So.
Yeah, and I think it kind of comes down to you're doing a lot of things right. You just got to make a few more shots. Yeah. I think that's really important. I've seen a lot of your games, and that seems to be a common thing.
Isn't that the game of basketball, though? We shoot a lot in practice, and we make them. But when you have a defender in front of you and shoot it, it's a different monster sometimes. We have the capability of doing it. We just haven't done it yet. In stretches, that is. So we'll go cold, and we're not a team that can just come back from a 15-point deficit right now. We play more as a team, and if we do that, that's a game of basketball.
Sure.
If you make more shots in your team, you're going to win.
Right. Yeah, and that sounds a little obvious, but I say that from the standpoint you can also get beat, and you're just not getting the same number of shots that the other team is. Yeah. You guys get the shots. Yeah. You're getting pretty much the same number of shots that your opponents get. It's not enough of
if we keep the turnovers down, which we only had 9 against Seneca East, and when you keep the turnovers down, you can get more shots in your team if you can, create 20 turnovers like we did. You'll get more opportunities, but one of our biggest weaknesses is rebound. And that contributes a lot to how many shots you're going to get and offensive rebounds. We didn't do that very well against Seneca East, but we primarily run a 2-3. And it's hard, it's kind of hard to find somebody to block out in a 2-3. Now, that's not an excuse for you girls not to rebound.
Yeah,
But,
he's not getting you off the hook.
No, it's not at all. But, it's we're getting better. I mean, you've seen a lot of our games, and we've shown improvement. And it's just, we lost by 29 the first time against Mohawk. We're not going to do that this time. We're not going to lose by 29. So it's going to show improvement. And the key to the whole thing is playing better when you get to the playoffs. That's what the whole regular season is for. And if we can improve that much to get to the playoffs, and we can win some games, and this team's very capable of doing that. Our defense has come along, and so.
Well, and you talk about the losing streak. That was strictly a league losing streak.
Losing streak.
You won 3 other games. You won 3 of the non-league games this year. So the winning is coming a little bit. It just hadn't started up in the league.
Yeah, we're 4-7 right now. But yeah, in the league, and the league's been tough. Buckeye had that run for their last loss was 2015 or 16, their last league loss before Winford.
I think, yes.
Yeah, and they've been dominant, and they've got a good program. It just happened. They were in the Final Four last year. So, I mean. And the experience, you can't discount that with the girls, because there were some girls that didn't get to play very much last year, but just the experience of playing with better girls and practicing against that will make it get better. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we're going to chat with the girls here a little bit, but before that, we will recognize some more of our sponsors. We're brought to you in part by Lee Plymel at the Plymel Insurance Group, Bucyrus and Gallion, Hannah Newton at Wendy's, Bucyrus and Upper Sandusky, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center, Bucyrus, Tabitha Smith and Associates at Wakecraft Industries, Rod Steiger and Associates at Pizza Hut, Bucyrus and Gallion, pizza provider for the Coach's Corner for the last 30 years. So he's been a loyal sponsor.
I don't eat pizza, so.
You don't eat that, okay. And nothing
Is
personal.
that funny?
Nothing personal against our sponsor.
Yes, right, yes. I just on a strict diet, so.
Pizza is general.
Yes.
And the Burkhardt family at Burkhardt Farm Sales, your Case IH dealer on the Manette New Winchester Road. Okay, so we have 4 of your, shall we call them your stalwarts?
Yes.
And first of all, Addison Rister. Now, Addie, you have done a whole lot of different things. I know you play tennis.
Mm-hmm.
You play. You've been a cheerleader for a lot of your career. And you play softball.
And track.
And you run track.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're busy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. We've talked about some of the kids that have been on before. Schools this size, your athletes have to play multiple sports really to make it go, to make it work.
Yeah, we actually got 2 cheerleaders on our panel here.
True,
so,
that's right.
Yeah.
Kendra.
Yes.
Okay.
We've got a play in that we're going to do a cartwheel during one of our plays.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge advantage.
Kendra has perfected the cartwheel shot. So,
That's a
yes.
huge advantage. Okay, well, good. So tell me a little bit about basketball. I know you didn't play basketball early, and you just started, last year?
Yeah, so I played from 4th grade to 7th grade, and then I took 8th grade through my sophomore year off. And then I came back last year for my first year again.
Okay, all right. And how do you like that decision? You think it was a good one? You
Yeah.
kind of even missed the idea that you didn't play those
Oh,
other
yeah.
years?
I wish I would have stayed with it. I know that there was the past was not the best, and so I came in at a good time with a good coaching staff and a good group of girls, and we all had the same goal, was to win. And I really like that I joined again, but I think I'd have a lot more potential if I would have stayed with it throughout all the years.
Well, the more work you put into anything, but hey, on the other side of that, better late than never, right?
Yeah.
That you came back and played the last couple of years. So, got some goals for this year as you're about at the halfway point for the basketball season. So, what are you looking forward to?
More league wins. I definitely think we're capable of it, especially some of our closer rivals. I'd like to beat them because I think that'd be crazy just to do it all in one year. And it's my last year, so I want to make it count. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to growing as a player in this next half and do what's best for the team.
Because you only get one shot at this, and take us from us old guys, you look back and you think, wow, I should have done or could have done. Take it, if you can do it, take advantage of it. And I think you girls are doing that. So, well, nice having you here tonight,
Thanks
Patty,
for having me.
and enjoy your pizza. You can have Bart share since he doesn't eat.
I might
Don't let
try.
him lie.
I might try
You might
some.
sample it.
I might try some.
You want to make sure
Let's make it a little bit more
that it's
than
good
some.
for them, right?
It's gluten-free.
Gluten-free.
He's got it.
That's right. There you go.
You're not starting this week.
Okay, next up we have Leah Sheets, and Leah, I guess you're probably the talkative one. Is that?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely the talkative one.
I guessed wrong, you think?
Yeah.
I guessed wrong, okay. Now, Leah, I know you've been with the program for all 4 years, correct?
Yeah.
And even probably back to junior high,
Yeah.
okay? And you play other sports as well. I know you run
Mhm.
you run cross country for sure,
Yes.
okay?
And then I also run track.
Oh, and run track, okay.
Mhm.
So you're busy, pretty busy year round as well.
Yeah.
Now, track and cross country in particular, I think, can really kind of help you for basketball. Explain that.
Yeah, I never really feel tired, so sometimes I look at other girls and they'll be gassed and I feel fine, so I feel like it can definitely be an advantage a lot.
Okay, so you're saying cross country is a gas? Is that what you're saying?
It can be,
It
yes.
can be. That's right. Yes. So no, it keeps you in good physical condition,
Mhm.
especially with with your aerobics.
Yeah.
And you're able to run the floor a lot. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, they were, Rister and Sheets were part of the relay team that went to, was it districts or regionals?
Regional finals.
Regional finals last year, with Emma and Kimmy
Kimmy.
Burley. Emma Tyrell and Kimmy Burley, so they were half of our regional final relay team last year, so.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So good. And kind of what's your role on the team as far as basketball is concerned?
Role?
Yeah, as positions, whatever you do. You kind of like a jack of all trades? Or do you have one special position you play? Or?
Well, I'm usually just always a guard,
Mhm.
so
Okay.
I feel like just taking shots when I'm open and just being a good asset to the bench. And
Good team player.
yeah, a good team player.
Okay.
Sweetest little soul.
Oh.
She has the sweetest little
Yeah.
soul.
Absolutely. And your dad runs the clock this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to chat with him occasionally, so
Oh.
and I really didn't know your dad prior to this year, so it's nice to get to know him as well.
Mhm.
And he seems very, very supportive, so.
Yeah, he is.
That's a good thing.
He just did it so he can get closer to yell at her.
Oh.
That's
okay.
Why do you think I'm coaching? Yeah, if I wasn't coaching, Brooke would get yelled at all the
There you
time.
go. Yeah, you got to kind of reel it
You
back.
got to, yeah.
So, okay, well, Leah, we appreciate you coming out tonight, and enjoy your pizza as well.
Thank
Good luck
you.
the rest of the year. Next, we have Addison Ricker. See, I got to keep all the Addisons straight. I said,
Too many.
and I can imagine what it's like in practice.
Throw a Maddie in
Yeah.
there, too.
Yeah, and throw Maddie in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said it a number of times. I said, I don't know if you got too many Addisons or not enough.
Yeah. We got 3 Addisons and a Madison.
Yeah. there you go.
Madeline.
Madeline.
Natty Addy, yeah.
Maddie.
Maddie, Addy, Addy.
Maddie and the Addies, that's right. So, now you guys, you two in the end, Kendra as well, Kendra Blizzard, and talking to her, you guys were on those championship teams from middle school. A lot of people forget about that, but unfortunately, for varying reasons and circumstances, you're kind of the survivors of that team, aren't you? I mean, there's not too many people left off of there due to for various things, injuries and whatnot.
Yeah.
A couple have moved out and just a lot of different circumstances. But so tell me about you've experienced that winning. How do you think you can translate that, your experience of that, into helping the team progress now with your experience?
I think we just really need to be more confident just within ourselves and with each other. I think if we have a good bond with each other on the court and we communicate a lot, we work really well together. And I think we've done a good job at that, at improving throughout the year. So I think we just need to be confident with everything. So.
And what's your role, other than you guys have the experience, what's kind of your role on the team?
I'm mostly a guard and a forward. I'm kind of all over. I mean, There's been a few times on JV I've been point guard, which I'm usually not, so it's kind of odd for me. But wherever the coaches and the team needs me, that's where I am.
Okay.
So,
Good deal.
Yeah.
And you play other sports as well?
yeah, I play volleyball, and I'm also in the marching band.
So marching band, okay.
Yep.
All right, so that keeps you busy
Yeah.
as well.
She's also in a band, and she plays drums, guitar. She's a very good musician. She really is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
She sings sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, won't you sing for us?
Not right now.
Not
No.
at the moment, okay.
No.
But maybe the next time you can do that.
Good try.
Next time you're on. Well, thanks, Addie, for coming out tonight, and enjoy your pizza as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Kendra Blizzard. Now, Kendra, you kind of got your career interrupted with a little bit of an injury. Something you want to tell us about that?
I was a freshman, and it was the first scrimmage of the new year, and like the first minute, a girl bumped me, and I tore my ACL. And then 9 days later, my sister tore her ACL. So it's been rough, and it's been hard to come back from that. But
Hey, absolutely. Those can be difficult. We've got a couple of those on the team
Yeah.
with returning from.
She's still one of the fastest girls on the team, so.
Yeah, okay, good deal. And then we talked about the fact you're a cheerleader as well, and you do anything else? You play softball?
Softball.
As well, yeah, okay. And so, you guys are all busy pretty much the year round, aren't you? It makes that, this year, your school year passes so quickly when you're involved in things like that. It just, you kind of transition from one season to the next, and pretty soon it's the school year's over. Now, I'm not wishing your life away. Again, this is a great experience.
Oh, it'll
and
go
you
fast.
should, yeah, you should enjoy it. But yeah, it'll go by so fast that you'll look back and say, "Wow, what happened?" But as your parents will as well.
I try to tell the girls that back 30 years ago I was a heck of an athlete, but they don't believe me. So
She beats us
We
in
believe you,
baseball
baby.
though at
Yeah.
practice.
I outshoot them all the time.
Yeah.
But if I try to guard them, I can't do that because I pass out sometimes.
Yeah, we played quite a bit of basketball
We have.
up at Buckeye Central in the old men's league. So,
Yeah. No, I've coached for a lot of years, and this team, from seniors down to freshmen, they just get along. To a fault, they're just too nice sometimes. They're a very nice group of girls, but when it comes to basketball, you have to have that fight, and they just I'm seeing more of it. Of I'm getting the basketball and you're not. But I try to get the niceness out of them. But you met them; they're just
Yeah, well, I know.
yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
Leah's always mean to me.
Oh my
so,
God.
Yeah.
So, well, we appreciate you girls taking time out of your busy schedules. But on the other side of it, you also have schoolwork too. Exactly. Yeah. So, I know my granddaughter's in the 6th grade, and she's already into that. She's doing homework at 9:30 at night because she had basketball practice one night, and she has softball practice, and I'm thinking she's in the 6th grade, and but that's how you get better. Is how you get better. Okay, so we'll take one more break here, and we're going to mention that we're brought to you in part by Blythe Freely and Todd McDougall at Freely and Company Insurance, New Washington, Ted Coder at Monarch Body Shop in New Washington, the Ohio State University at Marion, a Big Ten education close to home, Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit, Residential Lending, Bucyrus, Mount Gilead, and Marion, Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center, Bucyrus, Dr. Erica Schieber at Bucyrus Veterinary Service, and Luann Krebs at Rivers Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing, and Signs in Marion. So, final comments, Coach Dennison. Again, we talked about the girls second half of the season, kind of what we want to do.
Well, what we want to do is just continue off our win. We had a 7-game losing streak, and sometimes teams can get on rolls, and it's just like Addison said, Ricker, we just have more confidence, and I think having a win like that, and then coming back and playing a very good Mohawk team, and then Saturday we got Colonel Crawford. And they're one of the top teams in our league and district. So just coming and working hard every day, and we can never fault their tenacity and their work ethic, because they go out there and give it all. every game. It's just now we gotta put what we've been learning in practice and shooting and put full course together, but I think we can do it. And I expect a better second half. If not, they're gonna be running a lot.
Well, that's it, yeah.
Of course, Leah, it doesn't matter to her.
No, yeah, she says bring it on.
Oh, yeah, we tell the girls to stop, and she's still running.
No, that's great. Okay, so Coach Bart Dennison and the girls from the varsity basketball program here at Bucyrus, appreciate again you coming out tonight. Next up, we're going to have the wrestling program with Coach Shane Kokensparger, and we'll have it right after this.